It's time for JoyNews Interactive, and Aisha Ibrahim is here. Hello, Aisha.
Hello, Israel. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And you know how to join this conversation is on facebook.com/JoyNews on TV. On Twitter is on JoyNews on TV. And you know the rule of the game. Don't be harsh. Just let's have a peaceful conversation. No insults, no harsh words. And let's enjoy this conversation. Now, Ghana has been battling with youth unemployment over the past few years. It is therefore not surprising that we've seen quite a number of labor agitations over the years. Now, we haven't seen much this year though, and we hope and pray it doesn't happen. But that can't take away the fact that today, the unemployed bonded diploma nurses stormed the Ministry of Health to demand clearance for employment. They have vowed to spend one more night at the ministry if their demands are not heeded too. Personally, I find it very heartbreaking. But tell me, how does this strike you, and how far would you go to secure a job?
It's very pathetic to see my brothers and sisters be in that situation in a way. Though we can see that the economy, now before the new government has come, now they are putting things in place to make sure that everything's good. So we are expecting that the government to do something about it. Getting a job nowadays is difficult, but you need to try. First of all, you need to try to do something on your own to help yourself as an entrepreneur. To see as it is growing, you can look for other avenues as well.
It's very sad when you see our citizens sleeping under mosquitoes and this weather condition. I think is very striking, and the government must do something about it very fast. I believe that in the 21st century, there's nothing like a job, but there is something we call entrepreneurship. And I would, as individually, I think I'll try and get myself to start up a business. I can go into farming, I can learn about the forex trading, I can do so many things for myself.
It's terrible, just as I said. I mean, they are promised as soon as they finish school, they are going to get a job. I mean, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't happen that way. It's terrible. Without money, I mean, you can't do anything. So definitely, people do a whole lot of things to get a job. Obscure, I mean, bad things, good things to get a job. But then, I mean, it's always better for you to do a good thing to get a job.
I think it's a really touching story, like going through 3 whole years of education and then you end up not getting a job is really touching. So me, I think the Ministry of Health should actually do something about it because it's touching. You know, they have families and other things, other people to actually take care of. So if they end up not getting a job, I think it's a bad idea.
I just see this to be a wrong move because if you are being assured of unemployment, I think you have to just relax and look at what will come out of it. But to take a step that I'm going to sleep there, they can also decide that at the end of the day, they will not even answer or reply to any of your questions you're asking. I'm working towards getting a job, but as I said, whatever step I will take, if God is not in, it won't work for me.
All right, so let's check out what you've been saying on Facebook. A lot of messages I've seen.
Kwesi Boating and your says picketing at various ministries doesn't give you a job. If I may ask, which year did the nurses complete their program of study and how many picketing have they done? They should use the right procedure to get their grievances resolved. In one way or the other, the government owes every citizen some responsibility. Cozy says it doesn't matter which year they finish school. The fact is they are Ghanaians who have had training to become nurses. They must give them posting ASAP. WHO stats requires 1 nurse to 110 patients, and Ghana comes nowhere near this ratio. How can we talk about education and yet graduates don't find jobs after school? They give them postings by any means possible. AJ Chairman says, colleagues of the noble profession, I will advise you to go to the negotiating table. The media does not really care about you. If you hear the words and they are using, trust me, it is better to move straight to the presidency than to stay mosquito-infested health ministry.
So Fabachi says, if everybody pick their pillow to the various institutions to picket, what do you think will happen? The fact that you are in the house doesn't mean you should do what you're doing now. Then armed robbers also have their rights, and Galamsey people to have. Kani Stevens says, so we the university graduates at home for about 4 to 6 years, our parents have wasted their investments, or we had free education at the university. Ghana will soon get interesting. But Israel, I think what is making their case special is that they've been bonded by government, and so they can't seek for a job anywhere else. I don't know if that could be the solution, to take out the bond,
release them from the bond.
Exactly, so that they can look for jobs elsewhere. Otherwise, then if everybody else has the right to go picket and ask government for a job, especially those, even those people are lucky because government paid for their training. How about those who paid themselves and are still looking for jobs and are not getting one? All right, and let me take the last one. Sharif Andrew says, after several years of spending your parents' and guardians' money in school, you complete and still have to depend on the people you should have been taking care of. Ghana. All right, so we all understand that it's because of the bondage. That's why they have a special case. Also, today is World Malaria Day, and of course, we're not in any way celebrating malaria, but we're rather working towards fighting it. It might interest you to know that Ghana is one of the 3 African countries picked to test the world's first malaria vaccine. The WHO has indicated that the vaccine has the potential to save tens of thousands of lives if used with existing measures. Question: what do you make of this, and what do you think we can do in our own small ways to prevent malaria?
And actually, if such a thing is being done here in Ghana, it will help. It will help. And then, you know, now recently how malaria is having problem over here in Ghana. So such a thing, if surely it works, as we are saying, like the way polio works, if that is the way it's going to work, then it is a good thing. It's a good thing, and to show and a good example to the rest of the other African countries.
I think it's a good idea altogether, but we need to be very cautious of the side effects and other issues as well. We need to keep our environment and homes clean, because malaria, let's say this, because I know malaria is caused by bites of these mosquitoes and the likes. So therefore, we need to keep our environment clean.
It's a very wonderful idea, and I believe it's an opportunity for us to enjoy it for the first time. I'm sure there should be an antidote, something against it, so that in case one happens to have an effect, something can be done about it. People should have the awareness not to litter around.
The best way we can prevent malaria starts from our own homes, because if you don't keep your home like clean and all that, how can you keep other places like clean? So you have to keep your environment clean, especially your home.
Well, I think it's a bit risky, but if the leaders think it's safe, why not? Yeah, so it should be optional. If you think you have a free will and you think you want to do it, it's allowed. But generally, I think it's a bit risky. Sleep in treated mosquito nets, avoid stagnant waters, and I think just keep a clean environment.
Avoid stagnant water and keep a clean environment. Of course, it's one of the advice I'll be giving to you. Let's check out what you've been saying.
Anaman Recipe says immunology makes us understand the vaccines are effective in terms of preventing diseases, but I'm just praying the one coming to Ghana is not placebo. Anyway, let's use our insecticide-treated net always, cover our water during storage. Frederick Chelsea says, I think we can get rid of mosquito breeding grounds at our environs by weeding and emptying used cans filled with rainwater. But the best is a treated net, which I don't like because it will trap you like a fish. Oh, happy Malaria Day. Barry Makubaji says, the surest way is to keep our environments clean. We shouldn't wait for the president to be made an honorary chief before he promises a clean Ghana. Cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness.
Amako Rexford Opari says, with the measure sleeping under a treated mosquito net is the first. Okay, with the measures sleeping under a treated mosquito net is the best. Is the first, and keeping our environment clean and tidy, pouring oil on stagnant waters, using insecticides and coils. Makante Matthew says, this is a good initiative by WHO, and we all need to put our hands on deck and support the initiative to help prevent the killer disease in Africa and, for that matter, Mother Ghana. Ajay Treme says, we sleep under insecticide-treated nets after we are bitten by the mosquito. I hope our honorable MPs will not attack these trials like they did to the Ebola trials. Shif Manosei says, why is it that the world keeps glorifying diseases? We have World AIDS Day, World Malaria Day, and the rest. Anyway, let's try to kill all mosquitoes and have a malaria-free world. I don't think they're glorifying the diseases. They're only
drawing attention
to its existence and how we can resolve them. And finally, let's talk about an issue that has got social media really buzzing. French presidential candidate Emmanuel Macron is at least 25 years younger than his wife. That's not all. This woman happens to be his school teacher he promised to marry when he was 17 years. His wife, aged 64, is a grandmother of 7. It is believed that they met when he was 15 and she was his private school teacher and married with a daughter of the same age in the same class. Now, I need you to put yourself in his shoes. Would you marry your former school teacher who is also 25 years older than you?
It's a risk, and more or less, it wouldn't be advisable for me personally and Ghanaians out there to do that.
Why would you say? Why are you saying it's a risk?
There wouldn't be that respect. There wouldn't be that respect that much, and I believe that when such a person be in your life, it will not be. You wouldn't find things to be easy. She might control you in a manner that you might not feel like.
Yeah. It depends on love. Love doesn't matter about age. Why is it that a lady can marry, a man can marry a lady that is older than, and a woman cannot marry a man that is older than? If I'm in love with the person, I'll marry the person.
I don't know. Maybe, probably. Yeah, I guess I would. It depends on how he's impacting on me, or I don't know. And if I love him, definitely, why not? But then, it's kind of some way.
I think finding a partner is something that goes a long way. So if I find the qualities that I look for in a man in him, why not? Age is just a number. Yeah, so if I find the qualities that I'm looking for in him, I'll definitely go for him, no problem, Carl.
Okay, so no matter how many, maybe 5 years, 25 years older than you?
Yeah, if I'm in love with him and he has the qualities I'm looking for in a partner, why not?
If love is what's most important, so I don't really think twice. I wouldn't think twice. If she loves me and I love her, that is all. I'll marry her. Why? Why not?
It's no. I don't think so. Because I wouldn't have the feelings to marry her. Because she was my former teacher, and maybe there was certain thing that made her do something bad to me, or I wouldn't feel like marrying her. That is all.
What if she's good? Maybe she was a good teacher.
Whether good or bad, I don't think so.
Israel, this is interesting. I mean, if it was from 1, 2, 3 years, yeah, but 25 years,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
25.
Yeah, I mean,
are they going to have children?
I don't
know. It's
It's
just for fun.
I don't know. I can't tell because.
Hey, it's interesting. Well, people do strange things for love.
I had a crush on my class 2 teacher.
Okay, but I don't think
I dropped it a long time ago. Let's check out the comments. Barry Makubaji says, I would do that once there is a nexus and a chemistry between us. The lack of the old man has followed, the lack of the old woman probably has followed him till date, where his indisputability going to be the, where he's going to be the next French president. Age is never a priority to me. McCanty says, love, they say, is blind, and I wouldn't bother to marry my school teacher who is older than me, provided we love each other, because we have a saying in my language that no mahogany is better than the other.
J. Trevor says, French presidents and their controversial wives. Sarkozy, Francois, and now Macron. But I wonder how I feel dating my mom or grandma. Maybe that's what is taking him to the presidency. Well, just maybe. Abu Muhammad Rahuf says, marriage is a union between two adults, male and female, in a holy matrimony as ordained by Almighty God. Therefore, age cannot be a barrier.
But can you imagine, Aisha, this happening here in Ghana?
No, it won't happen. It will never happen in Ghana.
The whole family will gang. In fact, the whole tribe will gang up against
No. They will think that the lady has bewitched their son. And okay, so let's check the video of the day. All right, David says it's a wrap, and that's where we draw the curtains. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Have a great evening.